So in the latest what the fuck news from Sony, apparently Tom Holland's Spider-Man will definitely be showing up to some degree in Venom solo movie.
All I'm saying is, hey man, Spider-Man, and I'm talking about Tom Holland's Spider-Man, is going to be in Venom.
Okay. Spider-Man in the Venom movie? That is awesome.
When I say Tom Holland's Spider-Man is in the film, I'm saying Peter Parker is in the film.
Oh, okay, well that's fine too, I guess. Now I don't know about you guys, but I actually like this idea. Venom taking on Spider-Man in some massive fight scene on the big screen, in a good movie anyway. That's cool, that's awesome. But there is one big issue keeping me from getting all excited about it. What's that, you might ask? Oh, nothing. It's just the fact that both Sony and Marvel have jumped back and forth about whether or not Tom Holland's even gonna be in the Venom movie, or if the movie's even gonna be set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at all. Well, maybe more like Sony. Marvel's actually been pretty consistent about it. See, both Kevin Feige and Spider-Man Homecoming director Jon Watts confirmed that Venom would absolutely not be a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Meanwhile, Amy Pascal has confirmed, denied, then I guess kinda confirmed, that Venom will be set in the MCU. Damn it, Sony, why you gotta make everything so complicated? Even ignoring the fact that Sony hasn't been able to get this movie off the ground for years now, and assuming they're able to make Venom a massive enough success, somehow, to the point where Marvel wants to include it in the MCU, there's still the question of how this fucking movie's even gonna fit into the Marvel Cinematic Universe at all. Last time I checked, Spidey was still swinging around on Earth, just trying to be his usual friendly neighborhood self. Holy hell, what kind of continuity are these guys trying to set up? Sony really backed themselves into a corner for no reason. But luckily for Sony, there is a pretty simple solution to all this. They could just set the Venom movie after Infinity War. I mean, we already know the Venom movie is going to be smaller scale and more self-contained. Sony has to work out an entire origin story, Carnage is supposed to be the main villain, and the Eddie Brock incarnation of Venom really wasn't the type to try to save the world from some big disaster or whatever. Not to mention the fact that Carnage was never really the type to try to cause that kind of disaster in the first place, unless we're talking about the one from the 90s cartoon, but that's a whole other thing. So assuming that the movie is smaller scaled, Sony won't have to throw in a ton of references to Peter's life as Spider-Man or the larger universe, and instead they could just have minor indirect references to Spidey, kind of like an Ant-Man.
Well, we got everything nowadays. We got a guy who jumps, we got a guy who swings, we got a guy who crawls up the walls. You gotta be more specific.
Or have Tom Hardy's Eddie Brock mention how he was fired from his job as a reporter for some reason or another, or something like that. You know, something very Deadpool helicarrier level, like something the fans can pick up on, but it's not so in your face that the movie's formally acknowledging that it's a part of this larger universe. Then on the Marvel side, in Infinity War, we could see Spider-Man get his black suit while helping fight against Thanos out in space, later deciding to bring it back home with him to Earth like in Secret Wars. Then when we get to Homecoming 2, we could see Eddie working for the Daily Bugle and trying to investigate something as part of a side plot. It could be the Sin Eater story like in the comics, or it could be something else like Spider-Man's a criminal or whatever. Either way, he needs to get embarrassed and fired so at some point he can go to the church where the symbiote gets removed so he can bond with it and turn into Venom, starting the events of his movie. To be honest though, I'm not entirely convinced that Tom Holland's even going to be in the Venom movie at all, just because we're getting this scoop from one dude and nobody from either Marvel or Sony has said anything about it yet. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it won't happen, like you could take that as a sign they're just trying to keep more leaks from getting out and ruining the surprise, but still, it just seems a little suspect for my taste. But anyways guys, that's my take on how Sony and Marvel could add Venom into the Marvel Cinematic Universe if this whole Tom Holland Spider-Man thing turns out to be true. If you agreed with anything I said in this video, or you have your own theories you want to throw out there, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.